Anywho, so Chelsea and I put our brains together, and we both realized that we were on the same page regarding a specific mindset with a business. And there's a lot of fun activity and conversations going around about volume. That's nothing new to you. That's obviously why you're here, is because you want to talk more about volume and less perhaps about like the original base training where we discuss, hey, you have to hit Success Club 6 and that equals success. We're not countering that and saying everything you've ever learned is wrong. We're just saying, hey, we think there's a better way. We think that we have found the trends over the years, because let's just be honest, Chelsea and I are OGs. We've been around the block. Chelsea and I, we know, hashtag OG, we know what's up. So what was really thriving and like smooth sailing 6 years ago, 5 years ago, 4 years ago, things were adjusted a bit when Beachbody On Demand came to fruition. And that was a huge up point in the technology services of our business. Like Beachbody delivered what the customers were asking for, but as a result, it kind of muddled what we were getting from volume, because before we would sell DVDs and every customer would need that one specific program. So that was a huge uptick in product. So all of a sudden, when Beachbody switched to digital, which was very necessary because we're in the 21st century, so the company could have absolutely tanked. Not really, I don't really know their plans, but it really would not have been forward thinking. It would not have been meeting the needs of our customers in this age if we had not made that digital transition. But because of that, some of the volume was transitioned, and because of that, some of the TV, which generated the Team Cycle bonuses, they were shifted a bit. So challenge packs that were originally providing us, 50, 60, 70 team volume points were all of a sudden at a discounted rate, and they were now offering us 35, 40 team volume points. And so coaches about 3 years ago were like, hold up, this is different. Now all of a sudden I'm selling the same amount of product, but I'm getting paid less. Why is that? And so we've seen the trends, and Beachbody had been working that out, and they've done a great job to make sure that we provide the VIP access ahead of time when products launch, that we, always have an opportunity to up share, which if you guys use Share a Cart, you have that chance like add things to people's carts and say, hey, I added some of my favorite things. You don't have to use it. You can absolutely remove it. Or when they go to checkout, there's even some suggestions like, hey, since you like this, you'll also like this, kind of like what Amazon does. So Beachbody has definitely heard us and saying like, here are the buying habits that I have and that I would love our marketplace to have, our Beachbody account. So that being said, volume, we've seen improvement. But Chelsea and I were like, there has to be more to it. And there's been a lot of buzz, a lot of talk between some other Star Diamond coaches, and we're like, okay, I think we're onto something. I think that focusing more on team volume rather than the points aspect could generate more opportunity for coaches like you guys to maximize your income potential. Now, this is nothing new. I told you guys this already on my video I sent to you before you applied. Chelsea did a webinar and she posted it in the group if you had a chance to watch that, or if you were on her team call. So none of that should be new information. I just wanted you to hear it from me. That's why I'm so passionate about this angle, and that is why I'm really fired up about being like to link arms with you guys. So this is not going to be your perhaps typical training where Chelsea and I are like, do this and you will be guaranteed success. Chelsea and I are just going to be like, hey, you are a peer in this business with us. You are equally a business partner. We are not your boss. We are not your manager. Praise the Lord. I ain't got time to be anybody's boss. I got too many little children running around asking me for my own bossness, and I'm like, I'm tapped out by the time I get to you guys. I don't want to make decisions and tell you what to do. I just want to give you the framework, and I want you to find your group. I want you to run after what you're passionate about. I want you to find what's authentic to you. I want you to be to figure out what this is a fancy word, your likability is through social media or through face-to-face. And I want you to leverage the you-ness to really focus on capping out at Emerald. So Chelsea, I'm going to pass it on to you to talk for a second, but y'all be surprised. I prepared a couple of slides for y'all. Now that is special. That is some love. Y'all know that's what's up. All right, so let me switch over my screen. Y'all are going to be like, whatever, Laurie, that took 2 seconds, which it did, but I still did. All right, can you see my screen? All right, so I'm a visual learner, and I just want to make things clear as possible. Why are you going to cap out? Why are we talking about capping at an emerald rank? It's not because we want to put a ceiling on your income potential, duh. It's just because we want us to focus on the reason why there are ranks. In my opinion, the reason there are ranks, it is obviously for recognition, for leadership, for the position for you to increase that milestone and have that goal that's tangible. But really at the end of the day, it really is only about the capping out part. So Emerald rank caps out at $250 a week. So what if instead of chasing Emerald, Ruby, Diamond, Star Diamond, because it could allow us to get a cool graphic on social media, which that is really affirming and that's very validating. I love stuff like that, and I hope to continue to celebrate all of you and all of the rest of our downline through major achievements like that, because sacrifice deserves recognition. Absolutely. But what if we thought, I will not feel defeated if I don't increase my rank, because what I'm chasing is the ability to cap out. And then once I'm capped out, if I had not hit diamond yet, if I had not hit star diamond yet, well, that's where I really need to focus, because rank could be parallel to where your volume is. For example, I at one point achieved 8-star diamond rank. Now, as an 8-star diamond, the cap out at that level is, hold on, let me see, diamonds 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Like, if 1 star is 1, 3, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. $10,000 a week. Okay, I am not making $10,000 a week on Team Cycle bonus. Okay, so I was nowhere near capping out at 8-star diamond. I was so proud of our team for achieving that level of success. I was rocking out and shouting from the rooftops that so many of our downline coaches had achieved diamond rank and beyond, and their coaches had hit emerald and beyond, and their coaches were remaining active. Like, it was a huge team success, a huge team milestone. But girls, there was no way that the volume underneath me was ever going to catch up to my 8-star rank. So when I dropped back down, I think, so my first business center, I'm 1 star now. My second business center, I'm 1 star. My ego is not bruised just because I dropped rank, because I'm not even capping out where 1 star is. And so now I'm focused less on chasing the rank, which again is not a bad thing, but the reason behind my choosing to chase a rank is because my volume has catched up to me enough where I don't want to cap out, so I continue to climb the stairs. Do you see how that's different? Okay, that makes sense. So our objective is to train you to be volume building masters, to generate enough volume on your strong leg to earn $250 a week. That's the base, and you can increase. So how to cap out? It is only 18 cycles a week. 18 cycles. It's not 1,000. So every time, you guys, this is basic stuff, so we can send you training and video about volume, which we will. Every time you have a team cycle bonus, which means you have 100 on one leg, 200 on the other, that equals 1 cycle. That's $14 as an Emerald coach. If you team cycle 18 times, that's going to earn you over $250 a week. Just 18, okay? So it's so attainable. It's just going to take time to build that up. And that's really when you have that residual income from coaches and customers, guys, it's brilliant. It's genius. So that's 1,800 on your weak leg and 3,600 on your strong leg. Now, you might not know what your weak leg and strong leg are. You might know what they are. But what I'm going to do between now and the end of the month is I'm going to get on a one-on-one call with each of you, and Chelsea can join me, or we haven't even talked about this. If you're going to do half and I'm going to do half, we're really organized. We're really organized. Whatever. Girl, we'll chat. I love you. I know you love me because this is how I operate. But I would love to be on one-on-one with each of you because, quite frankly, if Chelsea is one-on-one with you, I will be jealous of her time with you. So I don't know. But I want to look at your downline. I want to look at your carryover volume. I want to look at your reports in your back office. I want to see what your genealogy looks like, if you have a strong leg, if you don't have a strong leg, because it doesn't matter. What matters is we're just going to teach you to work with what you got and how to maximize it. So the first step in this is you got to be Emerald and stay Emerald. If you're kind of a shaky emerald, or if you're not emerald yet, you got to stay there. We really highly recommend, I can't say require because not everybody's married, so we'll say spouse, partner, whoever, mom, but you need an account that you can use to act as your second business center. So if you're emerald, I highly, highly, highly recommend, for the big strategy and the bigger picture, to go ahead and make sure you have your spouse on your weak leg. Sorry guys, my throat hurts. And if you ever go inactive, like 1 month, if you don't have customers rolling in volume and you lose your active status, you will erase every single bit of your carryover volume. So never go inactive. It's not because we care about our keeping rank, even though that's exciting. What we care about is you not screwing yourself and dropping out of active status, which loses carryover volume. And carryover volume is like basically a bank on your strong leg that you could have been accumulating this whole time, and you'll be cashing in from the weak leg. If you don't have a weak leg or a strong leg, we will teach you how to use that strategy still to your advantage. Second step. This is my recommendation, but again, I want you to find your groove and what's been working for you. What I have found works for me, and what I also find has been working for other coaches, is that they create, launch, promote some type of community to support your customers with Beachbody On Demand. In the past, I have recommended people host the challenge groups, and people have to have Shakeology, or they have to have some type of nutritional, or they have to commit to a certain program. But I have found that it's an easier door to walk through when you encourage people to just join you in the virtual fitness, the virtual gym that we have, because then there's a lot of upsharing opportunities there. Then you could showcase what you're doing, what products you're using. Your coaches and customers can then upshare on their own, because the power of referrals is far beyond you showing a shaker cup and kissing it. Like, gone are the days where people are only going to hear your voice and your recommendation. What they want to hear is your coaches and customers shouting from the rooftops that, yeah, this girl was helpful and what she says is real. So in that group that you have created, in whatever forum you did, I want you to make sure when people apply to join there, you send them a share cart with the Beachbody On Demand or whatever product is best for them. It could be a challenge pack, which is super awesome if that's best for them. And I have encouraged people to create like a upshare, like hey, I added Energize in there. It's something that keeps me going midday, or I can't live without Beach Bars. You can feel free to remove it. I just wanted to show you a couple of things that were on sale that I cannot live without. And more often than not, people choose to continue that purchase and just buy what's in the cart instead of removing it. That might not be the case for you, but for me, I have found success in that, and that just generates more team volume, which helps everybody on the team. Fourth step, find your system to generate leads and share passionately. I don't want us to feel frustrated with social media. I don't want us to approach this business like, oh, I just have to post a post. Like, I'm posted today, I got to throw something out there. And for us to have like complete apathy when we're talking to our people, I want us to share with passion. I want us to share with enthusiasm, something that we really mean. So whatever that means for you, you figure out. I can't tell you what you're passionate about. I can't tell you what format works best for you to generate leads. I can tell you what's been working best for me, but quite honestly, that might change in 2 months, because I adjust and I evolve with the ebb and flow of my market. And that's just a part of being a business owner. You have to be willing to problem solve. And so if what you're doing right now is not working, change it. Simple as that. You don't have to have our permission. You don't have to, go and analyze it for 4 months and then say, well, it's just not working for me. It's working for her, but not for me. That might not be your group. Is it face-to-face? Is it through My Challenge Tracker app? Is it through Instagram? Is it through stories? Is it still through Facebook? You find you, like I know, for example, Susan rocked her niche. She is incredible as far as like the uniqueness of who she reaches. Her yoga, her cat yoga, and did you do dog yoga, puppy yoga? Y'all, I want to go to her class. You need to move to Tampa and I'll take your class. Like, how cool is that? Her little niche, and she's rocking it and owning it. So you find your way to generate leads, and that is something we can talk about through this cap out training. But it's going to be unique to you, and you just be willing to trial and error, even if you have to change it up every single month until you find your rhythm. Don't be afraid of that. You're a business owner. You can do that. Fifth step, onboard coaches and take them through these same 5 steps duplication. All right. So as you're onboarding people, as you're talking to people about joining your bod group or whatever you choose to do, ask if they want to be a part of the affiliate program. Ask if they want to also earn 25% or get discounts, and that you're currently working up to earning $250 a week because you want to pay off your car, or because you really want to save for your kid's vacation, or whatever it is. You could tell them about the financial aspect of it, and that's how you can start bringing coaches. Make it very authentic, make it very organic, and be passionate about it. I am so excited about this business model because it connects us with real people, with good people, not just real people, because like everybody's real in their own sense. But I have found, and I wrote this on my Instagram today, I changed my description, that I really just want to connect. I want to do life with good people, and I want to attract good-hearted, down-to-earth people to our team, to our coach family, and that's you guys. And I would love for that same desire to trickle down, for you to be surrounded by positive people who you are excited to work with. So my last question, this is where I'm going to pass the reins over to Chelsea to see if she has anything to say, and then I'm going to open it up to you guys, is what I want you to start thinking about to answer is, what are you passionate about? Like, what tickles your fancy? What gets you excited? And if it used to be this business and it's not anymore, what can we help spark your enthusiasm again? Have you lost trust in yourself? Have you lost trust in the business? Have you let fear overtake you? Have you lost discipline? Like, figure out what you're passionate about, because that is where I want you to pour your energy into, and use this Beachbody opportunity as a platform to finance what you're passionate about. It might be linked, and I hope it is. Like, I hope whatever you're passionate about involves health and fitness and taking care of yourself. But you're going to wake up every morning and you're still going to have breath in your lungs. You're still going to have a purpose for that day. But the difference is that not every single day you're going to be motivated. And every single day you're going to feel like doing the grit work. But you have to. If you want to cap out, if you really want this to be a catalyst for you and your business, you're going to have to make a commitment and understand your end goal. Your big vision is to be making that $250 a week, and what that will feel like for you as far as achievement. Okay, Chelsea, we didn't have any plans. We didn't come together and say, hey girl, let's script this out. So I'm just going to pass it on to you and let you share your heart. And what do you think about it?
No, I totally agree with you, Laura. I think, what is it that they say? A job is a means to an end. A career is meaningful, but a passion is like but a purpose and a mission is like your heart on a plate. And that's kind of where, if this is a job, you're probably thinking about it from the wrong perspective. And that doesn't mean you can't treat it like a job, because we all know that you have to. Like, there are certain things that we, need to be doing and looking at. But, when you said, look at, what you're passionate about and what you want this business to mean to you, it really is important. Like, why do you show up every day? Why did you show up every day? Like, what is the community ultimately helped, pull out of you bit by bit and things like that. It makes a big difference when you start to post about that. So not posting the, I'm drinking my water today post, but the, talking about really what your, life and your purpose are behind why you're showing up in that post today. And so with this group, I'm really excited about this swing into really diving into the volume. I will spare you guys a rehash of that call that I posted earlier today, because I legitimately have spent way too long understanding and diving into the numbers of things as far as volume versus commissions. And it's really, really eye-opening. So with this, you're gonna have questions. Some of it's not gonna make sense. Some of it you're gonna be like, I'm really confused. I don't know what that means. And just totally feel like you can ask those questions, because some of this stuff and some of this topic is legitimately the most complex thing in our entire business. There are coaches who, started 9 years ago who are still like, volume, huh? And so don't get confused or feel like, oh, am I supposed to know that right now? You will get there and it will start to make sense as you see it. That does not mean you have to spend hours and hours and hours like digging and looking into these numbers. What it means,
No, we're waiting on Adam.
learning to apply and shift and, just really focusing on where you can help people with what you can help them get started with. Some really just a quick, eye-opening thing is you could connect somebody with, let's say, to make that $250, you could connect someone with 5 challenge packs in a week. Sure. Okay. If that's the route that you want to go, you're asking then 5 people to spend $180 to $200. So you have to find those 5 people who trust you enough to give you $200 each, pretty much, in order to gain admission into, your group with a challenge pack. Or you can find 15 people or 20 people who are interested in 100 days of working out with you following the quarterly membership and who are going to get hooked on Energize just as much as I'm sure the rest of you are, and who are going to become lifers on Energize instead of a one and done or maybe never even got started on their actual challenge pack when it showed up in the mail. And so, and you can break all the numbers down any which way you want, it ends up being the same. So if you are throwing your net out there and you're putting your heart on a plate and you're serving other people, then you are going to cast a much wider net and have much more in return by looking at it in terms of where are they at, what do they specifically need piecemeal. Can I save them money and bundle it together? If that's the option, then absolutely. If that's what they need and that's what their price point is, yeah, of course. I'm not going to tell somebody yeah, you spend that $200 when you could have, I could have, gotten you a free bag of something else thrown in there for the same price. No, I'm not saying, that's what we're talking about. But by looking at it from that perspective, you're then taking in 15 people who are going to bring life into your groups, life into you as a coach, and life into the people who are also in your groups, who are going to start mixing and mingling and, connecting with one another and ultimately helping to shape each person's experience in there. And by bringing in those 15 people instead of those 5, you've just tripled your influence. And I don't mean that in you're an influencer kind of way, but I mean that in terms of you've just changed 3 times the amount of people's lives and connected that many more people together in this community. And I'm sure that every single one of you has had a positive experience within your fitness groups and the community and all of that. And so when you look at why you joined this group originally, and you think about being able to serve 3 times the amount of people with the same effort that you're currently, having or currently doing, it's pretty mind-blowing. And so that's what this is about. It is about capping out. It is about volume, but it is about doing, more in the same time frame and changing more lives and inviting more people who can't afford to spend, $200 to get started, but really need what we have to offer. Laura, who was it that said, I think it was Ashley Brockington that said, you can't sell a Tesla to somebody who can only afford a Kia. And so that's kind of the example here is do you want to be the lonely Tesla dealer or do you want to sell the shit out of some Kias? It's do you want to be the best Kia dealership? So I'm really excited for this. I hope you guys are really excited for this. And seriously, if you have questions, ask them, because I know most people just say, okay, that makes sense. And then the next day they wake up and they're like, I got nothing. I don't remember what any of that meant. All right. I'm good.
I hope that is spot on 100%. And the more that I study about business, the more that I recognize the interesting approach that we have, because what companies do when anybody is in sales, including direct sales, is they work through a funnel system, right? And at the top of the tier, it's like just the people in your community that you're impacting, that you're somehow in, that you're somehow in front of, and then you get them in the door with a smaller package, like, hey, do this free thing, and then they have an upsell of like, hey, here's a $50 package, and then the really strong leads end up buying the packages that are like a couple hundred, 500, 1,000. I'm thinking of like when marketer or like when business coaches sell content or courses, they don't pitch to me automatically, hey, Laura, I saw that you were looking on my page, so here's an Instagram ad to spend $5,000 on my upcoming conference. No, I'm not that type of gold lead yet. I'm like right here scratching the surface. So what are they going to smartly offer me? They're going to say, hey, I have this, $49 video series that you could watch that's going to teach you how to grow your Instagram. Yeah, because that's the type of lead I am right now. And then eventually, once they know, like, and trust me, or I know and like and trust them, what are they going to do? They're going to work me down. They're going to work me down. They're finally going to hook me. I'm just kidding. I've never spent $5,000 on a course, but that's really the goal here. It's not that we're trying to hook people and upsell them and upsell them and upsell them, because I don't want you guys to be, that kind of salesman knocking on somebody's door. But I don't want you to be afraid of serving people where they're at, because I don't mind selling a Tesla because the commission is high, but the TV on the back end is not higher, which means we're actually making less money. So that was a little tidbit. I have some notes that I took today from a webinar I watched about social media and like the updated trends and what's working and not working. And so I'm going to share that with you guys at a later date, not tonight, because now I want you guys to talk. We have a couple, I would say probably 15 more minutes, just because I felt 45 minutes is a good, or maybe even 40 minutes. We probably won't finish in 40 minutes. A good time frame would be to wrap this up. So who wants to go first and just tell us, like, hey, where you at in your head? Why you joined this group? What are you passionate about? Like, what would $250 do for your life a week?
I'll go. I'm not shy.
Cool. Could y'all hear me, by the way? I had my phone turned down. I forgot that I was on my phone instead of mine.
You've been fine.
Okay, good. It was like on the ground away from me.
You were yelling, maybe.
Probably. Very excited.
So I'm Susan. I don't know if I know anyone in the group besides Laura. So hello. So Laura kind of already used me as an example that I kind of came to Beachbody as a yoga teacher. So I taught in Texas, moved back, and work at Payless headquarters. Just Google it. I'm not going to go into it. But it's high stress and it's insane. And I lost the community I had with yoga in Texas. So that's how I kind of found Beachbody. Was I was needing something to keep myself going. So I started as a discount coach. And the first while, agree, everything was Success Club. And that's how you get it. You have to have these points and keep going. But kind of being the awkward, I'm always going to be a little different than everybody else. I was like, you know what? I don't really care about the points. So I'd rather help that one person with something they actually need than be like, no, buy this because I get a point for this. So I joined because I was like, oh my God, people finally have the same view as me and I can actually brainstorm this with someone and hopefully kind of get a game plan, because I do balance corporate life, Beachbody, and teaching yoga and running. If anyone's a runner, come to Princess Weekend at Disney World. Laura, you got to sign up. And so I kind of merge everything together, but I really am focused, and I hope to keep being focused on making sure that person finds that thing that they need that's going to help them. That might lead to something else, but I'm never going to push something on them if it can't help them, if that's not actually what their need or their actual problem that needs to be addressed is. So that's kind of where I am right now. I'm one of those slow turtles that just keep trucking her along. But yeah, that's me, guys. Hello.
Love it. All right, who's next?
Hey y'all, can you hear me? Okay, sorry. It sounds like y'all are like very far away, so I don't know if it's something with my phone or what with the speaker, but We're good. I'm sorry I was late. We're having internet issues and we live in the country, so it's in the middle of nowhere. So I'm like outside trying to hold the phone up to load the Zoom app and it wasn't working. So I apologize for coming in late, and one of my kids is still up, so dealing with that too. But anyways, I'll be real quick. I'm kind of on the same page. I've been a coach for almost 2 years now, and I think it was this time last year I became Emerald. I signed up my husband and a friend that I went to college with, reconnected, and she signed up as a coach and has been active in Beachbody. And she just does it for the discount, which is mainly what I've done the past 2 years, was just to get discount on my Shakeology. And I've been doing all the programs, and right now I'm back on 21 Day Fix real time and hoping to do a morning meltdown. But I feel like, and I came into it, I was kind of more fired up and ready to go and had more support. But then I kind of just, last summer, I reached out, helped 5 or 6 girls, but then they kind of just lost interest. And then with me, with 2 kids and work for 40 hours a week, and I just kind of let it go, but I still, did it for myself. And that's the main thing. I suffer from hypothyroidism or Hashimoto's. And so trying to find ways to help myself through this program and company. And that way I can help others and hopefully be an inspiration to others and bring them in so they can see all the great products that Beachbody has to offer. And so I'm still working on myself. I'm a work in progress, but I'm getting to the point where I feel like I'm kind of getting my life together. It doesn't look like it tonight, but I'm trying. And so my coach right now, she's not very active, and so she's kind of focusing on her business right now. So I'm kind of trying to learn everything by myself, and it just gets overwhelming, and I really don't know where to start. I mean, I read, as much as I can, and I follow everybody and see what they're doing, but I'm kind of like Susan said, you kind of got to push me to get out there, because I'm just not a big, go out there and, put everything out there. That's something that I've got to get over, hopefully with personal development and just learning that it's okay to be vulnerable and put yourself out there and try to invite people. That's one of my weaknesses that I need to work on. But hopefully through this, I can get my health where I want it to be, and then help others along the way. And I appreciate y'all letting me in this group so I can learn best practices and just try to learn as much as possible.
Awesome. And if you are a hot mess, then you fit in with all of it.
Good.
Anna, I see you waving your finger. That means you're next.
Hey guys, I know it's dark. I've been driving around to pick my kids up from youth group, so I'm sitting in the car, hopefully stealing a few more minutes from all of the loudness inside. I think I've been a coach maybe 3 years or so, and really never had any intention of doing this as a side gig or anything like that. But when I saw how easy it was for me to share, because I was proof of the product. I mean, period. I had lost good weight. It was easy for me, and I just found myself talking about it. But now that I'm 3 years in, and my husband had a career, the people that I'm around now did not see me through that process of weight loss. So I find myself feeling like I have to prove that what I am still doing works. And so that's a weird phase for me. I don't want to have to convince anybody or sell them the product. So I'm still trying very much to just share and keep it real and keep it genuine without constantly plastering before and after photos of myself. But in the South, in Alabama, especially in my area, people are very weary, very leery to try anything, to step outside the box. especially when they see the price. So this is right up my alley. I stopped really caring about Success Club points months ago as a full-time teacher with 3 kids who are involved in every sport and a husband who coaches. I didn't have time. I didn't have the mental energy to put into that. I mean, yeah, when I earned it and I got the cool swag in the mail, that was awesome. But focusing on what the people need is totally what I think is going to work for me. Because some people are just wanting sampler packs, you know, for 10 days to get them through 10 days, which is great. And that's fine. Some people are wanting to energize, but I would love to see, you know, talk about, are there any graphics yet that have been made, or can we, you know, collectively come up with something so that I can kind of post that in my little community, so that, hey, if you're not into a challenge pack, have you thought about Energize or the Greens Boost? Or because a lot of folks already make their own shakes and they're not ready to step into something new, and that's okay. But just you know, some things like that. How can I talk more about all of the different options without it being salesy all the time? Because I don't want, that's not me. And I don't think it's even Moxie. I don't feel like we do that at all. So I don't want to go down that path. Does that make sense?
Oh yeah, that makes a lot of sense. And yes, I've seen graphics floating around. We'll see if I would love to simplify them a bit. Chelsea, do you have any good like graphics, like she was saying, in your back pocket? She got it. She got you, girl. She's on it. Jasmine, we would love to hear from you.
Hi, can you guys hear me? All right. I'm also a little technologically impaired at times, so I apologize. I was trying to get unmuted, wasn't working. Anyway, hi everybody. My name is Jasmine. So for myself, I'll try to keep it short. I'm a healthcare professional, so I've literally dedicated my entire life with service to others and helping other individuals. So I've been using Beachbody products for 6+ years or so. I just became a coach a little under 2 years ago, after a lot of coercion from a dear friend who was also in another challenge group. And for myself, I also started just as a discount coach because I had been drinking Shakeology well before I became a coach. And, you know, I started when we still had the DVDs. In any case, I really just wanted it for the discount. But, you know, slowly started to feel inspired and think about sharing my story and my background with others, and kind of the same, where, you know, some people had kind of seen me transition. Initially, for sure, I needed some weight loss, but had some other health and medical issues that I needed to really kind of reel in my own personal health and fitness, and that really was my passion when I first started. And because, again, I've dedicated my entire life to helping other individuals, it was a very natural transition for me to move, you know, from my professional academic background as a healthcare professional into trying to coach others and help others work on their health and fitness. So I've, you know, had some success over these past 2 years with, you know, looking at success club points and challenge packs. But again, agreed, that's really not my main priority. And I completely understand that there are many individuals that just aren't there yet. And, you know, like with anything, right? You can bring the horse to the water, you can't force him to drink. And again, knowing my own journey, it's been a lot of evolution. So, you know, several years ago, if somebody would have tried, you know, telling me, well, the booster great and recover's great and all these other things are great, which, by the way, I use all of those now. Again, I just wasn't mentally prepared and ready then. So really trying to meet people where they are and just introduce them to a healthier lifestyle and some fitness is part of my goal. And of course, you know, I am looking, this is my side gig, and I am looking to make some money where I can. In building this as a business, because I do a lot of other, again, international work, and want to be able to put those dollars into, again, just continued service to others in different aspects of my life. And I'm also a mom of 5, so any extra cash always helps for sure.
Okay, we're all bowing down to you, Mama 5, who works full time, who does this Beachbody stuff. who is a walking, talking, living proof of the product. Girl, you awesome. I want to give you a big hug. So,
Thank
okay.
you.
Well, how much fun. I love getting to know you guys beyond just your social media pictures. Like, I love seeing your faces, hearing you talk about what excites you, kind of where you are, what your mindset is. So that's really the format of this group. It's not going to be every single day we're going to post something and you have homework. It's just going to be a mindset of, this is our approach. You tell us what's working for you, and then we'll come together and we'll strategize. And if it's working, you keep doing it. If it's not, we'll pivot. Okay, so it is a group effort because we're here as a community, but it's individually your own responsibility. And Chelsea, correct me if I'm wrong, but that's kind of our vibe for it. Okay, so my question to you guys before we end is, would you prefer to use Facebook as our means for community or communication and bouncing ideas off of each other? Or have you guys ever used apps outside of social media? Obviously Zoom you have used and you do, but because we're all multi-passionate about bazillion things, working full-time, mom, life, okay, we won't always be able to have the chance to do Zoom as often as we need to talk. So I know Chelsea has used Voxer in the past. I have used an app called Marco Polo. Are you guys familiar with either of those, or is there one that you would prefer?
I'm not familiar with any of them. I'm not against them, but I will tell you, I don't have access to them during the workday. I'm in like a dead hole in my office, so I can get to Facebook pretty easy because I can get to it from the computer. But basically, okay, I'm phoneless all day while I'm in the office.
Do you guys think that maybe the group would work, or would a thread work? Yeah.
Voxer you can access on a desktop. I have it on my desktop and on my phone. So you can like record messages and listen to them, like, and send files or pictures, like, through both.
And text.
Yes.
Like in.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Does anybody have the app?
I don't have a preference.
Okay. Chelsea, do you want to set up that group for us? We could create a post in the group and say, hey, like, if you already have Voxer, what's your name? Or I don't know how to set up a group there. You're probably more fluent.
Yeah, I use it all day long.
Oh, very impressive, because I do not. But I want to use it, and I'm not against Facebook. I'm all about it, but I know it's really noisy over here. No, Facebook's really noisy, and I want to be readily accessible to you guys as often as I can. I do, have a lot of things going on, so I might not answer immediately, but I really want you guys to succeed. And I want you to succeed because I want you to feel your hard work pay off. I want you to feel affirmed in what you put your trust into as far as this team and this group. But you know what else? I'm just going to be frank. I want you guys to kick some major butt, because I want you to come back and be like, yep, we trusted Chelsea and Laura, and look at us. We started making $250 a week. So I really want you guys to be like our beta group to test out, like, hey, when we talk volume, when we talk about TV, when we talk about meeting a customer where they are, that works. And when you guys are successful, other people will listen, and it'll dribble down, ripple down the downline. I gotta stop talking. That's why I want you to succeed. Hey, good thing I didn't say nipple, because my son calls everything a nipple, and I'm like, Leland, you gotta cut it off here. Don't talk about that. I might have just crossed the line. Sorry. All right, this is my tired time. Sorry, guys. Any other questions? Okay, so next step is for you to continue being awesome, for you to focus on what kind of community support you're going to offer. I would encourage you to make sure that you're Emerald, that you got your spouse signed up, or somebody that you can, work with, family member, hopefully, that you can funnel through your CBC. Well, we're going to teach you about that strategy. That might not make sense to you now, but that's going to be a part of our one-on-one conversations with you. You're not doing anything wrong. What you have been doing, You don't necessarily have to change it completely tomorrow, but just start to shift. Okay, I'm going to do my power hour, but when I talk to people, when I connect with people, this is where I'm going to be more comfortable. And I don't have to feel pressure or guilt to lead with the challenge pack, because that doesn't mean I'm successful just because I get points on the board. You serve people how they need to be served. Capiche? All right. I love you guys. You rock. And I think that's it. I'll post this recording in the group for everyone else. And Chelsea will get Voxer set up. Okay. Bye, guys.